Hey, what's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to build a website on Bluehost step by step. It's going to be completely beginner friendly and with zero tech jargon, so you don't need to know anything about coding or web design. Everything we're doing is simple, point and click, and easy to follow. Now, if you already have your hosting set up, you can skip ahead a couple of minutes in this video to where we log into our WordPress dashboard. But if you still need hosting, I'll leave my Bluehost discount link in the description where you can save up to 80% and get a free domain name. And they've got a full 30-day refund policy, so you're totally covered. They're also officially recommended by WordPress, so everything just works perfectly together. Now, once you click the link, you just pick your plan, choose your free domain name, and if you're stuck on the domain, just try to keep it short, memorable, and related to what your site's about. And then after your checkout, Bluehost automatically installs WordPress for you, so you'll end up going directly into your WordPress dashboard, and that's where we'll start building your actual site. So if you're ready, stick around for a little bit and let's build a website. All right, so when you log into WordPress, over on the left-hand side, you've got this whole sidebar with all your options, but honestly, a lot of people get overwhelmed by it. So I'm just gonna walk you through the only stuff that actually matters. So first off, you've got your dashboard, which is just kind of like your homepage inside WordPress. It gives you a quick overview, but you're probably not going to use it much. Then you've got post, and that's where all your blog content is going to live at. So if you're ever writing a blog post, editing one, or organizing them into categories or tags, that's where you'll do it at. Under that is media, which is your image library. So anything that you upload, like pictures, videos, PDFs, they all go there. And you can reuse them from there too. Then you've got your pages, and those are for more permanent stuff like your about page, your contact page, your home page. Anything that isn't a blog post is basically going to go there. After that, you've got comments, which is where you'll manage feedback from visitors. You can approve them, reply, delete them, whatever you need to do. And then appearance is where you're going to control how your site looks. You can change your theme, adjust your menus, tweak your site's design, basically just stuff like that. Plugins are next, and they're basically like the apps for your site. You can use them to add features like a contact form, SEO tools, caching to speed up your site, whatever you want. I just recommend not going crazy with installing a bunch of plugins and just try to keep it simple and only use what you need. And if you just do like a simple Google search, like the best WordPress plugins, that'll give you a good idea of some of the plugins you should be using. And then next on the left sidebar, we have users, which only really matters if you've got more than one person working on your site. Like if you're adding an editor or a writer or something like that. Basically, somebody you want to be able to log into your site. Then after that, you got settings. That's where your basics are going to go, like your site name, time zone, what your home page shows, and your URL structure. One thing I'd recommend with this is just to make sure to change your permalinks to post name. That's going to be the cleanest option. That'll make your URLs and your site look really nice. There's also a tools section, but most people never need to touch that unless you're doing something advanced like importing content. And now really that's basically it. Most of the other stuff you'll see on the sidebar will come from plugins that you install. So it really depends on what kind of site you're building. But at the end of the day, you'll mainly be using posts, media, pages, appearance, plugins, and maybe settings. And that's all you're going to really need to know to get started. I know a lot of people get overwhelmed with the sidebar because there's a lot of stuff over there. But like I said, just focus on those things and you'll be good to go. So now that we've went over the WordPress dashboard, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get rid of a few sample posts that WordPress automatically makes when they install a new site. So if we go over here to the left sidebar and we go to pages, you'll see right here it says sample page. So we're going to select that right there. And then you can either click on trash here, or you can go up here to where it says bulk actions and click the drop down menu and then click move to trash and then hit apply. We're just going to get rid of these because we don't need any sample pages on our site. And then the next one is in post, but I've actually deleted that one already. But just go ahead and you can do the same thing and delete that sample post. And then sometimes if you go over to comments, there will also be a sample comment right there that you can get rid of. And then after that, we'll just head back to the dashboard. And we pretty much just do that to make it feel a little bit more professional. That way we don't have any dummy items showing up in Google. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to adjust some of the basic settings of our site. And these pretty much are just one-time setups, but they're kind of important to go over. So we're going to go over here again to the left sidebar and go down to where it says settings, and then we're going to click on general. And now right here is where we're going to put our site title here and then also our tagline. So whatever you want your site title to be, you can put it up here, and then your tagline will go right there. And just like it says here, in a few words, explain what this is about. So for example, just another WordPress site, you're just going to put a tagline for your website. And you can always search these on Google, like what's a good site title, what's a good tagline, just to get some ideas of what you could put there. And then after that's done, we're going to head back over to the left sidebar and we're going to scroll down to where it says Permalinks and we're going to click on that. And now we're here on the permalink section and we're just going to scroll down a little bit to where it says permalink structure. And if you look down this list right here, there's a bunch of different structures that you can use for your website, but the one that we want is going to be post name. So just make sure post name is selected just like it is here. And then after that, scroll down and click on Save Changes. And now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back over to the left sidebar and click on Plugins. And I have a bunch of different plugins here that have been installed automatically. And you also will too, depending on which hosting provider you've chosen. So I'm just going to go through these, and if you have any of these similar plugins, you can just get rid of them. Okay, so I just went and selected the plugins that I'm going to delete, and you can see the ones that I selected right here. So really the only two out of these that I'm going to keep are Yoast SEO, and then this one right here, the anti-spam protection plugin. And so now I'm just going to go to where it says bulk action, and I'm going to click on delete. And again, these are all selected here, and then I'm going to click apply. And that is going to delete all of these right here, just besides those two. And there they all go. And for some reason, if they don't all automatically delete, you can just go back up here to where it says delete and then click on the drop down menu and click on deactivate and then click apply. And that will deactivate all those ones that weren't deleted. And now, so I'm going to go back and I just selected all but those two right here. And now I'm going to click on where it says delete and then click apply. And those now have been successfully deleted. So if I refresh here, we just have our two plugins right here that I had mentioned, Yoast SEO and the anti-spam plugin. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a few essential plugins in addition to these two right here. So what we need to do is go to Add Plugin, click that button, and then this is our plugin section where all the different plugins are to choose from. So we're going to go ahead and install 5 different plugins. The first one we're going to do is WP Super Cache, and this is just going to help the performance of our website. So I'm going to type that in right here, and here it is, WP Super Cache right here. I'm going to click on Install Now, and then after that, I'm going to click on Activate, and that's our first one. And now we're going to go back to Plugins. And the next one we're going to search for is WordFence Security. And this is basically just a security plugin to keep our website safe. So I'm just going to go type in WordFence, and here it is right here. Just going to click install. And then again, click on activate. And that's all you need to do with your plugins every time. You just need to click on install now, and then you click on activate. Okay, and then you can just click out of that right there and then close this, and we have our WordFence security right there. And if you want to, you can upgrade to premium, but there's also just the free version that we're using right now, which is fine. And now the next thing we're going to get in our plugins is something called Smush, and it's basically image optimization. It's to keep our images loading fast so it doesn't slow our website down. So I'm just going to type in Smush right here and search plugins. And then here it is right here. We're going to click on install now and then activate. Now we just have two more plugins that we're going to install, a forms plugin and a backup plugin. So we're going to go back up here to add plugin. And now I'm going to type in WP Forms Lite. And this is it right here. I'm going to click on install now and then activate. This is just going to be a payment form. So if you decide you want to sell stuff on your site, or maybe you want to get people's emails, this is the perfect plugin for that. And now our last plugin is going to be Updraft Plus. It's a backup plugin just so we can make sure our website is going to be backed up and safe if anything weird happens. So I'm just going to type in Updraft Plus here. And then this is it right here. Click on install now. And then click on activate. Then you can just close this right here. And now we have all our plugins installed. And these are all just the most essential plugins that you actually need. It's not going to be anything that you don't need. These plugins are all going to be useful to you. Okay, then we're going to head back to the dashboard, and that's actually going to do it for everything on our dashboard. And now we're going to move into themes, which is basically going to control the look of our website. So now we're going to install our theme, and to do that, we're going to head over to the left sidebar where it says Appearance, and then we're going to click on Themes. And now once we get to this page right here, this is where all your themes are going to be. So any themes that you install, they're going to be right here. And as you can see, there's probably going to be some default themes that are installed. So WordPress has their 2023 theme, 2024 theme, and the theme for this year, 2025, all installed. But what we need to do is go up to the top and click on the Add Theme button. And now right here is, again, like I mentioned before earlier in the video, this is where all your themes are going to be at. And the theme that we're going to be using today is called Astra. And it's one of the most popular free WordPress themes out there. And if we scroll down, actually, it's right here. And if you guys don't see it, you can just go ahead and type in Astra in the search themes box, and then it'll pop right up. But since it's right here, I'm just going to click on install. And then I'm going to click on activate, just like the plugins that we do. And now just like that, Astra has been installed. So now we're going to install a plugin for this specific theme that we're using, Astra. So we're going to go to the plugin section right here. And then up in the top right search box, we're going to type in starter templates right here. So I'm just going to type that in. And then right there, this is the one that we need by Brainstorm Force. So now I'm just going to click on the Install Now button. And then after that, just like the rest of them, we're going to click on Activate. Okay, and now that has been installed. So now right here, we're going to either choose AI Website Builder or Classic Starter Templates. So the one we're going to click on is Classic Starter Templates. So you can just go ahead and select that right there. And now once we get here, we're going to click on Block Editor. And now once we do that, it's going to bring us to this page right here where we're going to select the template that we're going to be using. So you can use any template that you want, but I'm going to go with the consulting template. So if you just type in consulting in the search bar right here, and then just scroll down a little bit, we're going to select the first theme that's here on the top left. And this is just called the consulting and business theme right here. So we'll just go and select this right here. Just going to click on it. And then right here is where we're going to be able to customize our theme. And so you can do things like change your font right here. You can go through those and switch it up if you want to. You can also go ahead and change your color palette. So if you're not really feeling what the site looks like, you can go ahead and go through those and you'll be able to change it up. think I'm just going to go with this blue color right here. I think it's a solid choice. And now the other thing that you can do on this page is upload your own logo. And that's really simple to do. All you need to do is click on the upload file here button, and you will just upload your image that you want to be for your logo. And if you guys don't have a logo, you can just use like something free like ChatGPT, and it will create a logo for you. Or if you know how to make your own, you can do that. Then you can also change the logo width. I think I'm just going to keep it about right here. I think that looks good. And then after that, click on continue. And now once we get to this page, you're just going to make sure you're going to keep these two that are already selected. You're going to keep them selected, and then you're going to make sure the SEO and search visibility is also selected. And then after you do that, you're just going to go ahead and scroll down. And then we're going to click on this blue continue button. And then right here, we're just going to fill out a little bit of info about ourselves. And then once you do that, we're just going to go ahead and scroll down, and then we're going to click on the understand, let's go button. And then after that, we're going to click on submit build my website. And just like that, the website is now being built. It's just going to take a little bit. Sometimes it usually takes about anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute, and then it'll be finished. All right, and just like that, as you can see, it says congratulations, our site has been finished. You can go ahead and click on the view your website. This is just going to give you an idea of what it's going to look like before we go ahead and edit everything that's on the site. This is going to be the layout that we're going to have. So it's pretty simple. Now we're just going to go ahead and we're going to close this page right here, and then we're going to click on finish setup. Now once we get to this page, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to fill out a couple of these right here. So the first one is set title and tagline. If you haven't did that, you can go ahead and click on setup button. And so I'm just going to put in my site title and then my tagline right here. And you can do the same. And then after you're done, you're just going to scroll down and click on save changes. And then after that, that's been finished. So we're going to close this tab up here. Then we're going to move on to the next thing, which is going to be review admin email. So you can just go ahead and click on the review button right there. Now once we get here, you can just scroll down to where it says administration email and then fill that out, and then just go ahead and click on save changes. And then after that's done, you can click and you can select that to make sure that's finished. And then after that, we're going to do one more thing, which is search engine visibility. We're going to click the review button. And now right here where you can see it says search engine visibility, we're going to make sure this is not selected because we don't want to discourage search engines from finding our content. We want to make sure they can find our content. So again, make sure that's unselected just like you see right here. And then we're going to go ahead and click on save changes. And now once that's done right there, we're going to be finished with that section. And now once all that stuff's done right there, everything else on the list below that, we don't need to do right now. We're going to do that later. So we can just go ahead and close out that page. And then that's going to bring us right back here to the WordPress dashboard. Next, what we're going to do is make sure that all the main pages are there, like the home page, about, services, and contact. And then we're going to add those links to a menu. So to do that, we're going to go over here to pages and we're just going to click on that. And so if we go and scroll down right here, we'll see that we have our home page, we have our about page, our contact page, our privacy policy, and our services. So now if you don't have any of those pages right there that I listed, all you need to do is come up here and click on add page, and you can add the title right here. So if you didn't have an about page, say for example, you could just type an about right here, and then you just click on publish. And then once you go back to your pages, it will show up right here. Now what we need to do is create our menu with these pages right here. So we're going to go over to the left sidebar where it says appearance, and then we're going to click on menus. And so if you notice right here, we have our home, about, services, and contact page already added. And again, if you're following along with this guide and you're using the Astra theme, you'll notice those are probably set up for you too. But again, if they're not, all you would need to do is go right here where it says pages and either under most recent, or you can go to view all. You would just select the page that you want to add right here. You'd select it like this, and then you click on add to menu, and that would add that page to the menu right here. And also too, if you want to move these around, you can do that, or you can put them in subcategories just by moving this a little over here to the right. So now that is now a subcategory for services. Then if you want to bring it back to just having it be a regular category, you just move it back to the left. Then you go ahead and click on Save Menu. And now comes the fun part. We're going to be swapping out the demo text and images with our real content, so it feels like our site instead of a sample site. So what we're going to do is we're going to head back over to Pages, and then we're going to scroll down and we're going to click on the home page. If you want to see how your page looks as you're editing it, you can just come up here to this little button right here that says View Page, and you can click on it, and that'll open up your home page in a new tab. So as you're changing your content here and saving it, you can go ahead and refresh this page and it will show you the updated progress. So let's start with editing this main image right here. So all we need to do is click on it. And then if we go over here to the right sidebar and we click on Style, we can scroll down a little bit and we can see the images right here. And to switch it, all we need to do is click on Change Image. And then that's going to bring us to our media library where we can select the image that we want to change it to. And if you guys are looking for images to use, you can go on sites like pexels.com or pixabay.com. Those are all copyright free websites where you can use any of the images you want. You don't have to worry about any copyright stuff. So I'm just going to upload the image that I'm going to use. So I just uploaded my image right here, and now that it's selected, I'm just going to click on select, and that's going to change the image right there. And if you scroll down too, you'll notice some other options. You can change the position of the image that you're going to use. Just by clicking on this and moving it like that. You can also click on custom. That gives you some different settings to choose from too. And then you can also choose to have it scroll with you, or you can have it stay fixed. You can also choose to have it repeat as you go down. Then also too, the same thing with the size. You can choose to have it be on auto, cover, contain, or custom. And then you can also change the overlay opacity. I think I'm just going to keep it on 0.4. Also too, you can put a border on there. You can put a box shadow on there too. And don't be afraid to, when you're building your site, don't be afraid to mess with the settings, because you can just select something and then it'll change it. And then if you don't like it, you can just simply unselect it and then it'll bring it back. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on save up here. And so that way we can check out what the new image looks like. And that's how it's going to look. I think that looks pretty good right there. And now we can go back here and continue editing. And now I think what we're going to do is edit this text right here. And so I just finished editing that text right there. And that's the great thing about creating a site this way, is you can just simply go and edit what's already there. You don't have to go and design everything yourself. You can just it's almost like a plug and play type of thing. You just go to where the text is and you just edit it and make it your own. So now I'm going to go ahead and click on save. And then I'm going to come back here and click on refresh. Okay, that's perfect right there. So now we're going to move on to the next section down here. And again, one thing I wanted to mention to you guys too is, while you're making your website, you don't have to do everything that I'm doing. Say you don't want any of these specific sections right here, you can actually get rid of all of them if you want. Like, say you just wanted to keep this top part and that's what you wanted to have your website be, that's totally fine. You don't have to go through and do each one of these sections like I'm going to be doing. I'll even show you too. If you go and click like right here, for example, and then you click these three little dots and then you go down to delete, that will get rid of that whole thing right there. And then if you, anytime you want to bring something back, these buttons up here, here's an undo button. You can just click undo. So if you accidentally do something wrong, just go up there and click the undo button, or you can go and click redo and it'll bring it back. So just a little tip for you as you're going along and building. So once we get here to this section, I think what I'm going to do is instead of have this be as featured in, I think I'm going to put it as a tools we use section. So I'm just going to put the tools we use up here, and then I'm going to include images of all the tools that we use. So for example, like I might put Google Analytics, I might put Shopify, I might put our hosting platform, which is going to be Bluehost, and kind of different things like that. So to start, I'm just going to go and I'm going to replace all these images right here. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to click on an image, and then I'm going to go up and click replace. And then I'm going to open my media library and I'm going to select a new image. I'm actually going to upload the images. So I'm going to do my first one right here. Okay, so I just went and I uploaded all the different images that I'm going to use. So this first one I have selected right now. And after that, I'm going to go down here and click on select. Okay, so I have all my images here uploaded. And just one more thing I wanted to mention. If you click on an image and then you come over here to this right sidebar and then you scroll down, under object fit, I put all of them under cover like that. And then I also went and I put each one in the alignment section. I put it in the center. So I'm just going to save that. And then we're going to come up here now that it's saved, and we're going to click on view page. And now if we scroll down, all those should be there. Yep, there they are under tools we use. We have our WordPress, Shopify, Bluehost, and our other ones right there. So I'm going to close that. And now another thing I was going to mention is if you click on one of these images right here, say you want to make it so they're clickable, like so if you wanted to send people to wordpress.com or something or wordpress.org, you would just click the image like that, and then you go up here to this little icon right here, the link icon, and then you would just paste whatever the URL is that you want people to go to when they click on your image. You would just simply paste it in right there, and then you would click on apply. And then anytime somebody clicks on that image, it'll take them to the link that you assign to it. Now we're going to scroll down here and we're going to go to this other section right here. This one says topics I discuss. I'm just going to switch this a little bit. And I'm going to turn this from topics I discuss into areas of expertise. And then I'm just going to go and add 8 areas of expertise since this is a consulting website. So I'm going to go ahead and do that stuff right now. Just going to change this headline. So I just went and added those in, and those have all been changed. Now I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit of text down below each one of these. Okay, so I just finished all of those right there. As you can see, each one of these now has some custom text underneath it. And now I'm just going to go ahead and click on save. Then we can go and check that out and see how that looks. So if we scroll down here, now we have instead it says areas of expertise. Have those right there. It looks really nice and clean. I like that. And now if we scroll down here to the next section, I think I'm actually going, now just looking at this, I think I'm actually going to keep right here just how it is because I like that and it makes sense for my website because it's like I mentioned before, a consulting website. Now, before I move on, I just want to mention a couple things. Like, for example, this button right here. If you decide you want to change what it says instead of book a service, you just simply click on it. You can change the caption right there. And then these lines of text right here, say you wanted to switch those up, and then you wanted to change the arrows and make them clickable. If you just click them and then you scroll down here, you can go and click on link and just make sure this link button is turned on, and then you would go and paste your URL right there. Then anytime somebody clicks one of those arrows, it will take them to that specific link. So now I'm just going to keep scrolling down here. This part right here, we're obviously going to change. So I'm just going to keep this in About Me section, but I'm going to switch this text right here, then this text, and then I'm going to replace this image, and then I'm going to put some different text right there, and I think I'm going to get rid of this right here. Yeah, we'll do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so I've changed that text right here and right there, and then also right here. Now I'm just going to switch my image, replace that. I'm actually going to upload an image. Okay, and then I'm going to click on select. That's going to change that image right there. I think that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to go up here to save. Now once again, let's see how it looks. Go to view page. Okay, we got the top part, our tools, areas of expertise. This section right there. Yep, looks good. Yep, I like that. That looks really good too. Yeah, that's perfect. Now we only have a few more sections to go here, and before you know it, site will be complete. So now I think for the sake of time, we're going to wrap this video up. You pretty much have everything that you need to go ahead and create any other pages that you want, or if you want to edit pages that are already available, like for example, a services page or about us page or a contact us page, you basically can just go and click on it and then you can just edit what's already there using the same methods that we used before on the other page on our main home page. And then also too, something that I would recommend if you're ever sort of confused about what needs to go on one of these pages, a simple Google search like what should my About Us page have on it or what should our contact page have on it, that's going to give you all the info that you need, and then you just basically can apply that to that specific page you're looking for. And I'll probably go more in depth about certain pages like this specifically in the future. But like I said, just for the sake of time, because I think this video is probably getting close to being over 30 minutes now. But one more thing is we have to make our site live. So if you see up here, it says store coming soon. If you click on that, that's going to bring you to the WooCommerce section here and the settings. So if you ever just want to get to this page without clicking that up there, you can just go to WooCommerce and then go to settings, and that's going to bring you to general. And then all you need to do is go to where it says site visibility. And if you go down right here, you're just going to go and select the live button. And then once you click save changes, your site is then going to be live. So only do this once you're completely finished and you're happy with how your site looks and you have everything set up. Once we go back to our site is now live. So anybody who goes up to our link right here, if they type that in, they'll be able to see the live version of the site. And now if you followed along with all the steps, you should have a home page right here that's completely filled out. You're going to have all your different sections right here. But at this point, they should all be edited in the way that you want them to, in a way that exactly reflects how you want your site to come across. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions or comments, anything like that, you can go ahead and leave it below in the comments section, and I will try to get back to you right away. And you're welcome to subscribe too, and if you give the video a like, I'd really appreciate it. It helps out a lot. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you next time. See ya.